The Outlaws head for Jacksonville, a dirt late model speed week taking something out of the Formula One playbook, and an interesting story about a key NASCAR team figure and the connection between his upbringing and Corey Day's pavement debut with JR Motorsports. Let's go. It's Wednesday, May 1st. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. It's race day for the World of Outlaws sprint cars as teams are headed to Jacksonville Speedway tonight in Illinois for a 12,000 to win show. We haven't seen the Outlaws at Jacksonville since 2021. Brad Sweet was the winner that night over Donnie Schatz and David Gravel. And before that, Carson Macedo was a winner at Jacksonville in 2019. Haven't seen the Outlaws in nearly 2 weeks since Paducah and Hopstad, as obviously last weekend's racing at Knoxville was rained out. As a quick reset, the championship standings are tight at the top right now with 5 drivers within 68 points. David Gravel leads Donnie Schatz, Gio Scelzi, Logan Schuchart, and Carson Macedo. Gravel and Sheldon Haudenschild lead all drivers right now with 3 Outlaw wins apiece. And he's still looking for his first win of 2024, but the hottest driver as of late just might be Buddy Kofoid. 10 straight top 10 finishes and an average finish of 3.6 over his last 5 starts. That Roth 83 team is trying to race their way back into the championship picture after getting themselves in a hole early on. So far through 15 races, feature wins have been pretty evenly distributed among those first 2 rows of feature starters. The pole, second, and third all have 4 wins apiece. 2 wins have come from the 4 starting spot, and then the furthest back we've seen a winner this season is 7th. That was Brent Marks at Cotton Bowl. I think we'll see a healthy field supporting Kenny Dobson's event tonight, and we already know of a few drivers that will be there. This will obviously be late model star Brandon Shepard's World of Outlaws sprint car debut. He'll be in a Valvoline-sponsored B5 sprint car teamed up with Jake Newman. We also talked yesterday about Logan Seavey. He'll be in a winged car for Landon Simon. I also saw that our guy Zach Hampton is loading up his car and driving in from Knoxville to race. This will be his 3rd 410 sprint car start of the year. And some other names to expect include Skylar G, fresh off that AFCS win, Garrett Williamson, Jake Blackhurst, NASCAR driver Chase Briscoe. I saw McKenna Hassey will be there, Paul Nienheiser, and plenty more. Grandstand tickets are sold out for tonight, but you can still walk up and grab pit passes. If you can't be there, you can watch it live tonight on Dirt Vision. And unfortunately, there are a few rainouts to mention today. First, no Kubota High Limit Sprint cars at 81 Speedway tonight. That one has been canceled. There was a reply on social media that they could reschedule if a future date is found that works. But usually when they use the word cancel, that means that they're not going to come back. Next up for High Limit is 2 nights at Lakeside Speedway. Those happen Friday and Saturday with big money on the line. Also, the World of Outlaws Late Model Series has sacked the first night at Mississippi Thunder Speedway in Wisconsin coming up. That Thursday show is off because of wet weather, but Friday and Saturday are still a go. There'll be $25,000 on the line each of those nights. Those races are also $1,750 to start. You can find full details on the weekend over at worldofoutlaws.com. If you want some other racing today, there's also weekly action at Millbridge featuring micros. NASCAR driver Kyle Busch was actually in victory lane last week, picking up a winged micro win, and he and son Brexton have become pretty regular out there. You'll often hear our guy Steve Post as well in the announcer's booth. Did you guys see the story this week in Area Auto about the tires for the upcoming Appalachian Mountain Late Model Speed Week? This Dirt Late Model Speed Week runs June 7th through the 16th. It's got stops at Clinton County, Port Royal, Hagerstown, Path Valley, Selinsgrove, Bedford, Lincoln, and Baps. All of the races at least $5,000 to win. And the founder, Jim Bernheisel, has decided that he wants to mark all tires so that fans know what the drivers are using, similar to what we see in Formula One. You've got the red, yellow, and white sidewalls for the different compounds. Teams can choose between several Hoosier and American racers via the Speed Week rules. With the softer tires, they're going to be painted green, mediums will be red, hards will be yellow, and the extra hards will be blue. Bernheisel told Steve Barrick that they will have templates and paint available at the series trailer for the tires, and that either teams or officials can do the painting. For this first year of the program, the color marking will be optional, but teams that participate will be eligible for cash bonuses and a drawing for a free tire each night. They're obviously doing this for fan engagement. Going back to our discussions earlier this year about tire selections and dirt late model racing being public, we've talked about this a few times, especially early in the year. I absolutely love that they're going to do this. We've seen Lucas officials pass the tire information to the Flow Racing broadcast so that then James Essex and Dustin Jarrett could talk about it. We've seen Dirt Vision incorporated into their scoring graphics on screen, and now we'll have this. I'll be curious to see how many teams actually participate, obviously knowing that these teams love to be secret about everything. But bringing more information to the fans is definitely the right move here, and I love this. You could just look at the car, see what tires they're running. If you want more info on the Speedweek, visit lmspeedweek.com. Hat tip to my guy Paul Archa for pointing this story out to me. The other interesting note I have for you today goes back to our Sunday show where we talked about Corey Day's potential future on pavement and in NASCAR. Day won his first pavement late model race over the weekend at Hickory Motor Speedway. That's actually not here too far from the Charlotte area. And he did so driving a Junior Motorsports car. Junior Motorsports owned by Dale Jr., but obviously heavily tied in with Hendrick Motorsports. And I said that I figured Day probably already has a development deal signed with Hendrick. There are plenty of dirt racing connections that are obvious with HMS, including Jeff Gordon, Kyle Larson. We obviously talked about all of that on Sunday. There's another connection here, though, that's not so obvious, and one that was pointed out to me from some friends I have inside the NASCAR garage. Hendrick's current president and general manager is Jeff Andrews. He's been an employee at Hendrick since 1992, coming up through their engine department and eventually leading their engine operations before being promoted to president in 2022. Andrews is actually from Fresno, California, and grew up in his dad's engine shop and going to the old Kearney Bowl. The bowl was originally dirt before being paved in 1959. That's according to Wikipedia. The bowl was closed in 1970. That engine shop, though, built power plants for all sorts of race cars, including sprint cars. And I've been told that one of the sprint cars that had engines coming out of that shop was driven by Corey's dad, Ronnie. Supposedly, Corey and Ronnie have been spotted at some NASCAR races in the last year or so, hanging out with Andrews. So there's your connection for Day and Hendrick and your cool dirt racing backstory for the day. Andrews, very important figure at Hendrick and in NASCAR, but grew up in Fresno learning how to build engines with his dad. I absolutely love that. Around the other dirt racing podcast this week, Wing Nation has Brandon Shepard and Dominic Scelzi. It's weird, Brandon Shepard on a Wing to Sprint Car podcast. QuickTime has Anthony Macri. Dirt Tracks and Ribracks has Scott Deloisio. Hoagie's Garage has Matt Jewell and Dale Furby. Dunewich on Dirt has Eddie McGrew. Turn 2 Terribles has Wyatt Hinkle. Getting Up to Speed has Tyson Blood. Caution Free has Bodie McClintock. And there are new episodes of The Dirt Reporters, Dirt Track Confessions, The Dirt Nerds, Racing Roundup, and The Drivers Project. To see a full rundown on all of these shows, all of their recent episodes, you can find that over at DIRTRACKR.com/podcasts. That's it for the Daily Show today. Keep an eye on Dirt Tracker's social media channels and on the online store later today. I'm headed right after this to pick up new hats. They should be live in the shop this afternoon. This is a limited run, so don't wait to get one. They could sell out here pretty quickly. And like the hat I'm wearing, I've been asked about the hat I'm wearing before. There will not be any reprints, remakes of any sort of the merch. So it's like it's going to be on sale. That'll be your chance to get it, and then it will never be in the store again. I hope you guys have a great Wednesday out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.